All right, so I've logged into DigitalOcean. From here, we are going to create a Kubernetes cluster, and then I'm going to add this cluster over to my project that I created out in GitLab. Also, what I did want to do was show how to create our own container here and add our own container or our own application into GitLab where we could then deploy that container to our cluster. So in here, I'm just showing you where I uh, do this at. And this is in my GitLab runner. I actually deployed my container here to my cluster that has the environment that I want. And in this environment for this particular container, it contains, say I need a container that has Ansible and Terraform and maybe some other stuff on it. But I don't want to have the developer or the other team spending all this time trying to create that environment. I throw it in a container, I throw it in the repo, and now basically what all I do is go through and use that container for my as my environment to run my Ansible playbook. So I'm gonna run this particular playbook here. Let's go here. Let's just change something in my README just to give you an idea of what that looks like. Um, uh, using um, container from GitLab registry. All right, so we'll make this commit. And then if we hop over here to CI/CD, check out pipelines, and then we see that's running. And you see I got 4 different stages. Those stages are defined in my GitLab runner YAML file. And you can see here it's pulling directly from the registry from my container from the registry that I uploaded. Once this occurs, it's going to start going through and running through my playbook. And my playbook is located here in my files. And you'll see in here inside my playbook, I'm just setting up some stuff, scrolling through there real quickly. Let's go back to pipelines, and you'll see the stuff start to do its thing. So basically, I've logged into a Windows box. I'm deploying this to a Windows box. Here's my Windows box here. One second, folks. I'm just logging into it. If I can remember the password. Yes. All right. Oh no, that's not it. All right. So here I am on my Windows box. Let me get out of exit full. But basically, what happens is in this particular one, I'm just going through and getting some packages that are installed with dropping down to PowerShell and getting those packages, and then I'm scrolling through. I can take this information that I get and throw it in a CSV file. Then I'm just playing around with it, just getting directory information, like what's in it, installing Firefox, installing whatever. But all that happens, I'm showing y'all this because all this happens because I went ahead and set up in my GitLab in this in this container. I have installed GitLab, and I've installed not GitLab. I've installed Python. I've installed Ansible, and I've installed everything which is PyWinRM. So if you go to Ansible Pi WinRM for Windows Remote setup, you can walk through this guide here. Where it shows you how to set up encryption with WinRM. And you put that on, you set up WinRM on your Windows box on port 5986, and then from there, you on the Linux side, you set up Pi WinRM to talk, so that's how it talks. Usually, you're talking Linux to Linux over SSH. This one is over HTTPS on a particular port, and then you're able to make whatever you need to do done. So I thought that was pretty cool and all self-contained. So let's go over here and let's look and see what we got to do to create our Kubernetes cluster. So let's create cluster. It's kind of slow there. Let's put this in data center 1. Let's do the latest and greatest, which is 1.13. And you could probably use this for setting this up for your study guide, for your study. As you can see, it's 3 nodes. We're gonna tag our cluster with my project deal. The cluster name. Let's give it a name. Let's go with same thing. My project deal. And we can kind of date this. Let's date it for March 6th. So let's do March, so we know how far back this goes. And then let's create clusters. So it's going to create droplets for us. Thank you for using managed Kubernetes, your Kubernetes cluster, blah, blah, blah. Provisioning is usually complete within 4 minutes. And then you continue you can configure the cluster while you wait. Okay, so let's get started here. Install kubectl, the official command line tool. You won't be able to connect just yet, but that shouldn't stop you from getting your local machine remote. Okay, I've installed kube control. I actually have kube control already on my machine. Now let's double verify that. I may not. Let me see. Yes, okay. I have it on there. So I've installed it. All right, now what they're saying is once you've installed kubectl, next download the config file from the button below. You can place the config file anywhere on your machine. So let's go up to here. I like to be in a certain directory. Let's make my proj deal. Let's cd over to that, because that's where I'm gonna run everything from. Let me see. What do they have? All right, next download the config file. Where is the config file? Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. You can place the file anywhere on machine, then run to the invoke it. Do they give us a config file? Am I missing something? Oh, here's download config file. I didn't go down long enough. Okay, it's a YAML file. They got installed into my downloads. So let's go ls minus ltrh. I make this a little bigger because I think it comes off a little small on the screen. I didn't mean to do that. I need to do this. All right, this guy. So let's copy downloads over to here, and let's look at it. All right, that's cool. So now that's when we got to use our contents. So let's see what we're supposed to do to test and invoke it with --cube config, blah, 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 get nodes. Okay, so basically, I should be doing this. All right. Let's grab that. And I should be doing this. And it should be giving me some nodes. Okay, the nodes are ready and it is up. That command was a success. So yes, it's working. All right. Now in here it says in Kubernetes, there are various types of workloads you can deploy below. You can deploy 4 different example manifests that can be deployed to your cluster. Copy the example manifest. Copy the example manifest to a file on your workstation. So where is the manifest? Are they down here? Or is this supposed to be the manifest? Because I think this just copies the command. I don't see that. And this is creating a deployment. That's it. Yeah, I'm not seeing that. I'm like, where's that at? Like, I don't see that. I still need this. I still need to set up use context. So when I'm talking about with Kubernetes, it's cube ctl use context, and you set that up when you are like talking to like multiple clusters and so forth. And so that's where that --cube config so forth and came into play. So this is, we have to set that up. That's where that's at right there. Like we did get nodes. That's basically what we did. But let me go back up. Get let's see, nodes -- all namespaces, and they should get all the nodes and all the namespaces. Not nodes, but pods. Yep. So cube system are the pods, and here's all the pods and those namespaces. So if we want to do a deployment, let's go back. I think we have to copy this file here, and we're just gonna call it do-deployment.yaml, and then you put that in there, right? And then because we need that, we're gonna have to do a create -f and do deployment. So that got created out there on the DigitalOcean cluster. But one thing we need to do is find out what namespace it is in. It probably took it to default, so we need to find out all the namespaces. So if we do this and say get ns, that's short for namespace. Here's all the namespaces: default, cube-public, and cube-system. We did a deployment. Let's go back and look at what's in that deployment. It's only one replica, and it's using an Nginx container. It's named Nginx deployment example. It's using the image from library Nginx, probably out on DigitalOcean. And then it's only one, but if we change this to something else, we'll deploy 2. So we should have one pod out there in the default namespace. So if we just do git pods, it should be one running. And here it is in the next deployment example, running out there in that namespace. Here they're showing you how to create a job, a cron job. Here's another pod, a replica set. And the replica set is actually the deployment underneath. So the deployment underneath is a replica set. So that's what that is. So basically, let's look at this replica set. Let's copy this, and then let's call this replica set YAML. And then, so you look here, let's change this to 3. They're doing the same ones. Let's do that 3, but it's in a different kind. So it's replica set, but we can change the namespace if we wanted to, and add in namespace and deploy it to another namespace. So let's go here, and let's scroll up to our arrow. Let's do a create dash f replica set. Should create that, and if we now just get pods, we should see the replica set creating in the default namespace those 3 replicas, and it's under replica set. And so that we've done that part, so we know that our we know that DigitalOcean is working. So now let's see what they're talking about. Here they're saying, like, if you want to add block storage to your cluster, they walk you through on how to add block storage and how to add a load balancer. I'll hold off on that for now because I want to come back over here because we need some information. So here I'm creating that I'm going to add this cluster to my my repo, my GitLab repo. So we're going to create here while it does its thing. And then I'm going to come back over to here, and when it says add Kubernetes cluster, I'm going to choose external. Now, my cluster name is important. The API of where it's at, that certificate. I don't think I have a service token and a project name. So the stuff that I downloaded earlier in this file goes in there. So, oopsie. This stuff. All right. So I should be able to go all the way up to here with my CA. My API URL. Well, here's the name. No, that's users. Oh, this is probably what I need. That's probably my API URL. I mean, hold on, that's client certificate. Let's see what client data. There's my user. Or is it asking for a user? No, just the name, certificate, and the IP. So let me go over here to DigitalOcean, and under here I have this one, but I need my API URL. Let's see if we can find that information. All right, so we need this one. All right, let's see what we got. Sure, great, I'm done. Nodes, settings. This is my head node. Tags. overview, and downloading my config file. So, showing Finder. All right, there it is right here. That's what I wanted. Here. That's a funky name. I wonder if this certificate is right though. See, client certificate. There's a long string there. Certified authority. Which one is it? Yes, the CA. So let's go back over here and let's just double click. And we're just gonna control C that. And we're gonna go there with that and then add cluster. All right. Token can't be blank. Service token. Where do we find that at? Do we have a service token? Do they give us information on that? No. So Kubernetes add cluster GitLab token. What is the token? Cube token. Okay, cube token variable. If you see, does it talk about it anywhere else? List of secrets. One and one should be names. Okay, so I can come back over here and do a get secrets. We'll see. I don't know. I guess so. Default token as copy that token name. Okay. Well, let's see if that works. All right. Copy that. No white space. No white space. And let's go back over here and put that there and add cluster. All right. Cluster has been added. And basically what they're saying to me now, I should be able to install Helm. And we can then go back to our cluster because once we install stuff, it should start creating pods and namespaces on here. So, sorry, dash all namespaces. I should just do dash namespace cube system, but that's not true because it may create it may create some other namespaces. Oops, sorry. So cube system. Let's see, does it reach out? Oh, something went wrong. Okay, what does it say? Can't start tiller inside the cluster. How can we ensure that we're getting to the cluster? I don't know. It doesn't give me very descriptive information. I have to play with it some more. I don't know no other way to get the secrets. Get secrets. One should be named similar. Copy that token name for use below. Get the certificate by running this command. And then you apply that to account. I had to play with it. It was my first time through. Thanks for rocking with me on that one. We got the cluster built. We can read to it. Now we just need to get it integrated with GitLab. And see. Any suggestions, ideas? No? Okay. I'll keep looking. I just too bad I can't find out what error the cluster is seeing in between there and GitLab. That would be great. Let's see what somebody came up with here. The API to token from the config, blah blah. Yeah, that's to set the context. And then that's them doing a thing. The secret can be found in secret name found in the response form below. I don't know what they're talking about. I'll try it. Yeah, that's what I thought. I gotta do that right here. Cube, describe, secret. Okay. Oh, that looks like a better token. Okay, so let's grab that one. Back over here. Can I go here? Where's my settings at for this cluster? Expand here. And then save changes. And then let me see if can I install now. Something went wrong. Ha 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 ha. Let's see, can I install Prometheus? Probably not. Just taking a crack at it. Oh, you can't do nothing until you install Helm. Well, I tried. It was a good run.